All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a video, a lesson on can you prove what you believe using the Bible, right? And there's a lot of people out there, particularly Christians, that they like to say everything about what's inside the Bible, right? But when it comes to being able to actually show and prove that thing that they claim is in the Bible, they cannot do it. For example, they like to say that the new covenant is for everybody, but everywhere you go into the Bible, everywhere that they will try and go to in the Bible to prove this statement does not make sense. All right, and they cannot prove where the new covenant of the law is being put within your mind and in your hearts is for everybody. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And back to these Christians, they like to try and claim that the new covenant is for everybody. But everywhere that you read about what the new covenant is, it's always spoken of being for Israelites. This is Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 31. Behold, the day come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And now I'll jump to Hebrews the 8th chapter as well. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So everywhere where it talks about what the new covenant is, it's always spoken of being for the Israelites. And I'll jump down a bit. This is verse 10. For this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And now jumping up to Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 31. So like in verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my law into their inward parts, I'll write it in their hearts, and I'll be their God, and they shall be my people. Now, that's just one example of a place in the Bible where you have to be able to prove a statement. And the statement that I was proving there is that the new covenant is for Israel. But when it comes to these Christians, they cannot prove using the Bible what they believe. And you should be able to do that on a simplified level, man. And I've heard that spoken to me before, and now I'm speaking that out to other people, that you should be able to prove the basic things of the Bible to someone if they question you on why you believe it. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2 again, and verse 15 again. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.